In this week's Connecting the Community, a place in eastern North Carolina is supporting individuals and their families who are impacted by autism. I sat down with the founder of Aces for Autism earlier this week to talk about their mission and what they have in store for the future.
Aces for Autism is a nonprofit that serves eastern North Carolina. The journey of Aces for Autism started with our son Samuel, who was diagnosed at 18 months old. And what our family went through, my wife and I, Bobby, we saw a need that needed to be met in eastern North Carolina. It started with the tennis tournament. That's how you got the name Aces for Autism. And it has snowballed since then into what it is today.
And really has grown. And for people who don't know, you opened up a new facility, what, a couple months ago, right?
Yeah, we started serving kids in February at our new facility, which is 32,000 square feet. Our vision when we started the organization was to have a facility second to none on the eastern coast. Due to this community, amazing community, that vision has become a reality. We have a grocery store in it, a barber shop, a dental office, apartment, pediatrician's office, and a lot of other specialty spaces to meet each individual's needs on the autism spectrum.
You had an idea, and now to see it all come to life.
It's really cool just to be part of it. My wife and I, we were in a Bible study at the time called the Circle Maker, and God really laid on our hearts that at that time to start a nonprofit to serve children and families impacted by autism, and we said yes to that kind of calling, and people in this community has said yes to that vision.
And to make an impact, what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really indescribable, and we say that all the time. Being a parent ourselves with a child on the autism spectrum, you know, when your child reaches a new milestone, it's a celebration and it's a feeling that's indescribable. So now to be able to pay it forward and serve children and families and see the expressions on their face and the joy that they have when their child meets a milestone is really, really cool to be a part of.
So the mission is really big here.
It is, and our ultimate goal is, you know, we started out serving children, is really to serve from diagnosis through the lifespan. So with the opening of our new facility now, we're starting to work on plans to serve adults with autism because, you know, there's a huge need. We've made a lot of progress over the last 10 years with services for children and teenagers with autism, but once individuals turn 21, there's not a lot out there. So we're excited to be able to serve the adult population in the future.
And you have a big fundraiser that's coming up in the fall, right?
October. When we started Aces for Autism, again, it started with a tennis tournament at Baywood Racket Club and a dinner at ECU at Harvey Hall. The second year we moved it to the convention center where it still is today. But that's our big fundraiser, which really helps us operate throughout the year. In previous years, we've had Tim Tebow, we've had Lori Unum, who's an autism mom who speaks all over the country and has a powerful story. Christopher Duffley, who's blind and autistic. And this year, we're excited to have Sadie Robertson Huff, who's a Christian motivator speaker and podcaster. She's got a great story and is going to just share the message of hope, and we're super excited about that coming up this October.
And that takes a lot of planning, I'm sure, from start to finish.
It does. Again, we rely heavily on volunteers. We have a silent auction that is really big, a live auction, and then obviously we have companies that sponsor the event, and then we do a lot of stuff for families kind of woven throughout that, like all our kids that we serve make pottery and paint the pottery that we have as centerpieces, and typically we have around 1,000 people for. It's a big undertaking.
Yeah, so how can people buy tickets? How can they get involved?
Yeah, you can go to our website, acesforautismnc.com, follow our social media pages. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. You could also email us at info@acesforautismnc.com. To get more sponsorship information. And it's a event that obviously raises funds for Aces for Autism, but also shares the stories of so many families. And the unique thing about autism is it's a spectrum disorder. There's a saying in the autism community, if you've met one individual with autism, you've met one individual. their needs, their strengths, how individuals can contribute to their community is all different. So we highlight and allow families to share their story at our banquet, and also really to celebrate all the things that God has done throughout the past year.